Hello everyone. Now, before we start the reading, I'm sure some of you are wondering why it is that I am dressed in military design with war paints. Well, my friends, it's because I'm dressed as any soldier would be dressed for war. Some of you may not be aware, but there is a spiritual war going on as we speak. I've heard a few different spiritual soldiers speak out about the final battle that is occurring this month in January. So I would like to talk to you a little bit about that in my intro videos this month. The final battle, I like to think of it as a video game. And like any final battle or any video game, you spend the entire series prepping and getting ready for this kind of boss character, this kind of final boss at the end. You know, we all have these kind of things in our life. It's these things that we get ready to fight. These things that have become a major battle for us. We all have things that we would like to overcome. We all have things that we're fighting for. We all have things that we're battling. And now these can be emotional wars. These can be spiritual wars. These can be mental wars, and they can very much be physical wars. But the one that I'm speaking about is more so a spiritual and emotional war, which in my opinion is even more serious and could be possibly even more bloody than the wars we've experienced in this physical realm. So, my friends, I've come to you with war paints. Well, my my I don't even know the word. That's how serious I am. I just can't even think of the word right now. This is my interpretation of war paints, because I wanted to visually express to you guys how serious this war is for us. This final battle that's taking place on this in a couple of days with the new moon in Capricorn. Now, for those of you who are a little confused still and who aren't really understanding, Capricorn is the 10th house, and in the 10th house, there you could find the legacy, you could find the government, you find the authority figures of power in our world. And with that being said, you can also find corruption. And I believe that has everything to do with the wars that we're going to be fighting the end of January. These are wars that we spent all of 2016 and 17 and 18 preparing for. And I strongly advise that you guys creatively and mentally and spiritually get ready for the wars that will be fought on the new moon in Capricorn. And I wanted to do the beginning of my videos this way because I know that on different levels we are all fighting different wars in our life. For some of us, we are fighting wars against ourselves. Others of us are fighting wars against our twin flame. Some of us are fighting wars against our shadow self. And as I mentioned, this war, you know, it took years and years and years for us to prepare for it. So needless to say, this final battle, this final boss is pretty gnarly. And we're going to need our entire mind, our entire body, our entire soul and spirit with us all together. It's very important that we face our fears and that we face what's up against us, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for all of us. But nonetheless, this new moon in Capricorn on the 15th is really going to reveal the true character of all of us. It's going to be nearly impossible to hide the true character of you, because that's what Capricorn is all about. Capricorn is about the true integrity that lies within a person, and for that matter, the true integrity that doesn't lie in some people. Nevertheless, it will be revealed. This is a very serious month. This is a very serious time. The moon and the sun have not had a chance to be together in Capricorn in a year. And now we have finally reached that point, guys. And as you all may know, Capricorn is a very serious and responsible energy. So this is all about rising above these mountains. These mountains that we climb. Mental mountains, emotional mountains, spiritual mountains, physical mountains. We all have mountains. We all have obstacles. And that's what Capricorn's about. Capricorn is about perseverance and pushing through the obstacles, right? Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about what restricts us, what places boundaries on us. And I myself, as a Capricorn rising, have been recruited for this war for a very long time. Anyone with Capricorn energy, and let me tell you, we all have Capricorn energy somewhere. For those of you who have Capricorn in the 3rd house, you are being recruited to speak out with integrity. For those of you who have a Capricorn North Node, it is your destiny to fight. For those of you who are Capricorns, you are aware of this war going on. Capricorn Moon, you can feel this war. So wherever your Capricorn energy may be, that's where your integrity lies. That's where your character lies. For me, it's my spirit. And I just wanted to come to you guys today and utilize that Capricorn spirit that I have. So, like all my other videos, I do want to go over a little bit of the astrology, and I want to go over what you can look forward to in my readings this month. Very intense messages this month, guys. I'm going to try to still remain my positive Pisces creative self, obviously. This is me being creative in a more serious way. But yeah, you know, my readings are going to be pretty serious this month. And I mentioned mountains. I'm actually going to be doing a mountain spread. And this is just something that I creatively thought of, and you'll see in your video. So if you would like to continue watching, what you're going to be seeing and what I'm going to be giving you as a message is, I want to reveal to you the mountains of 2018. Possibly the mountains that you've been climbing for years. I want to reveal to you your obstacle. And for some of us, the war that we're fighting is going to be fought with our very own mountains. I don't want you to be afraid. Like, some of you may really get in physical fights, but you know, I'm disappointed if that's true, because it isn't the physical aspect that matters now. It's the spiritual aspect. What are you willing to spiritually fight for? Where does your spiritual integrity lie? Who is your spiritual character? Physical fights, you know, anybody can physically fight, but can you like fight on a soul level? That's what this is about, my friends. So Pisces Priestess is going to show you your final boss in mountain form, because this is Capricorn season. And yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So since Capricorn is the 10th house, I'm going to be using 10 cards to show you what your greatest obstacle is. And I hope you're following me here. I hope this makes sense, and I trust that this will make sense to those who it's supposed to make sense to. So also, on a lighter note, I have 2 special giveaways. Aries being one, and to be honest with you, I forgot to look at my YouTube to see who my second winner is. But Aries, shout out to you. You guys had over 1,000 views. And Aquarius, you guys had over 1,000 views on my last video last month. But Aries made it very soon. I'm very happy about that, because I spoke out last month about, you know, I didn't really have many Aries viewers. And apparently the universe heard me, and a lot of Aries have followed me, and they're giving me a lot of good feedback, and I really appreciate that. So Aries, stay tuned. You will be getting a special giveaway in your reading. I will be using a new deck that I received for a gift. I have not came out and shown anyone this deck yet. I will be doing a whole entire new video of its own, revealing this deck to you. That's going to be something fun, so be on the lookout for that video later on in the month, closer towards the end. And don't worry, everybody else, as a token of my gratitude for all of you, I have made it past 500 followers. And back in the beginning of my journey, when I thought of this YouTube channel, back when I had 12 followers, you know, which still meant the world to me. I never knew, it's not about the followers to me, it's about the message. And, you know, I told myself from day one, when you know, 500 is half of 1,000. Oh man, when I get 1,000 followers, you guys, oh wow, well, I will get creative about how I repay you all for that. I'm talking free readings, extra readings that I upload to YouTube, you name it. I'll be doing, because this matters so much to me, and I hope you can feel that in my readings. So thank you all so much for helping me with my battle. Part of my battle, you know, is being Pisces priestess, and I fight spiritual battles every day. I fight emotional battles with my own light and dark every day. You know, I am enlightened, and part of being a light worker and part of being on this enlightened journey is people think that you're perfect when you're enlightened and when you can do these kind of things, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. When I chose to be an enlightened individual, I chose to wear my darkness and I chose to wear my light so that I could speak out as an advocate for others who are struggling with their light and their dark. So I truly thank you from the bottom of my serious heart right now for each and every one of you who have followed and subscribed to my channel. I have 600 followers now, so as a token of my gratitude, I will be pulling an extra card for everyone. And it is Capricorn season, which is a little bit more of a mysterious season. So I will be pulling an extra card to reveal a secret to you from the House of Knights, which I think will be very helpful for the readings. So do look out for that, guys. And as I said, Aries and one other lucky sign, and I guess everyone's just gonna have to watch. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I did not check, and I was so eager to start these videos. I didn't check who liked my videos. But Aries, you hands down, you won every month I give a special reward to whatever sign likes my videos the most and views my videos the most. And Aries, you won the view part. Now, as far as whoever liked my videos the most, I'll have to check, and I will be honest. I'll just check and see what number is the greatest. And so do look out for that. So another lucky sign, and it's going to be a surprise to me too. Might be Pisces, I don't know. But do look out for that, guys. So let's jump into the astrology, and then we will get going with your January readings. So prepare to understand your own mental mountains and spiritual mountains. This is going to be literally a mountain with 10 cards. So I'm very excited. So guys, you know, the astrology part. I have it on my phone this month. We started the month off, well, this is also January, so happy January, you guys. Happy 2018. We started it off immediately. I thought it was very significant that we started the month and year off with a Cancer full moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this is the blue moon, right? You know that saying that people say, they say, oh, once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, this will happen. Well, it did happen in the beginning of this month, and it was very, very intense. You know, the moon was at home, Saturn was at home, and this opposition between between Cancer and Capricorn was very much felt. I believe all of us are collectively in a different cycle. So we had that full moon in Cancer on the 1st. Another very interesting thing, you guys, is that a lot of these months in January up until April, we have two moons. Usually we only have one full moon, but the way that time has lined up, and yes, it can be explained. It can be explained in a logical way. February only has 28 days, but I believe that this is an energetic thing. This is energetically designed. This is divine. This is meant to be. We have 2 moons in January. We have 2 full moons in February and March, and in April the moons finally get back on track. So very exciting, very intense energy, right? I'm sure you all can feel it. So we started the month off full moon in Cancer. January 2nd, Uranus went direct in Aries. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so Aquarius. Maybe you guys have felt a little bit more of a relief. I know when Neptune went direct, I felt very forward-minded. I felt I could move forward spiritually. So congratulations, Aquarius. Your ruling planet is finally direct. All the planets are direct right now, guys. This is a huge green light for the universe, for us to go, fight your battles, persevere, move forward, keep going, don't give up. All the things that we wanted to do, we can do them. The planets are rooting for us. So yes, we had Uranus go direct right after the full moon. On January 11th, Mercury entered Capricorn. We have a Capricorn stellium right now, you guys. There are so many planets in Capricorn. We have the moon in Capricorn. Mercury is now in Capricorn. The sun is in Capricorn. Venus has entered Capricorn. Venus entered Capricorn, I believe, the end of last month. We also have Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a super stellium. So much. No wonder my Capricorn rising wanted to dress in army war material, war paint. This is very much a war. And we need to rise up as soldiers against anything that stands in the way between us and our own success. We have a new moon in Capricorn tomorrow. And I wanted to get these videos uploaded before the new moon so that you could have your January messages. I always try to get my videos uploaded before the new moon. So we have a very, very intense new moon in Capricorn where and I think I'm going to do a whole new video. I'm going to do a whole video on the new moon, you guys, so that we can get these messages out clear. So do look out for that. I told you I would be coming out with a lot more videos. January 17th, Venus enters Aquarius. So right after that new moon, isn't it interesting how we have this intense energy? This is going to ground us, and like I said, we'll talk about the new moon in my new moon in Capricorn videos. I'm going to record those in the next few days as well. Venus enters Aquarius January 17th. The sun enters Aquarius on the 19th. Few days. We are rocking and rolling, guys. We are moving on strong. January 26th, Mars moves into Sagittarius. We'll talk more about that in the Sagittarius video, guys. And then, at the end of this month, we end this month with a gnarly full moon total lunar eclipse in Leo. Okay? We had an eclipse in Leo back in August, so this energy is coming back around, you guys. And then, right after that, on the same day, end of the month, January 31st, we end the month with Mercury entering the alien realm of Aquarius. I'm not sure if you guys know how intense this is. I'm not sure if you know the meaning. And for those of you who don't, Pisces Priestess is going to be here to interpret these things creatively in my thorough way that I usually do in my videos. A lot of stuff, guys, a lot of stuff going on. And obviously there are a lot of different battles, even our own country. I do believe that this is the dawning of a change. I do believe that, and I'm not trying to be Oprah here, Oprah's an Aquarius, but she's right. There is change on the horizon. And I declare, and I see, and I feel that there will be, so over the next 6 months, we will see the beginning of changes in our government. We will see the beginning of changes in our police force. We will see the beginning of changes in the laws of this land. That is what the 10th house is about, and we have the moon and the sun here, you guys. So change is on the way, grounded change. New moons are all about the beginning of things, planting the seeds for the future. So the next 6 months, you guys, it won't be only us who are changing, but our world is changing as well. And when the world changes, we change. And when we change, the world changes. We're all changing together. But before that change can take place, we have to fight for change. Like all of the great historical figures of this country have said before. So guys, welcome to your January videos. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a new calling. Welcome to the battle. And let's do it together. I do hope that these videos are helpful this month. And I do hope that they are relatable. And I'm really excited to relay these messages to you. So I hope you enjoy your metaphorical mountains. See you in a little bit, guys, in your other videos. Hey Capricorn, one of my more important videos. Let me light this incense though. Ooh. So, I'm not sure if you guys watched my intro video or not, but this month, in honor of your season, I am using a 10-card spread. You guys are the 10th house of career and legacy and long-term goals. So I'm going to be using 10 cards to get you some sort of mountain so that I can talk to you about the mountains that you're climbing and the obstacles that you're climbing in the final battle. Tonight is the Capricorn new moon. So we have the sun and the moon in Capricorn. And also, you guys, we have a lot of Capricorn energy in the sky. And I can definitely feel it with my Capricorn rising. We have the sun and the moon in Capricorn. We have Venus and Mercury in Capricorn. Mercury is moving out of Capricorn tomorrow, though. We have Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn as well. So that is a lot of energy for that to be in the 10th house of the universe. I feel that collectively we're all kind of thinking and reflecting on our goals, and you're used to doing that kind of thing, Capricorn, because you're all about success and ambition, and you guys are the mountain goat. So I thought it would be nice to show some sort of spiritual and metaphorical mountain that you're going to be climbing with this kind of final boss battle. So I hope you guys are having good birthdays. There's only a few more days left of Capricorn season, so for those of you who have already had birthdays, I hope they're wonderful and great. And I hope those who have birthdays in the next few days also have really wonderful birthdays. This is called your solar return. So the sun is returning to where it was when you were born. And that's something to celebrate. You know, it's almost like being reborn again. So Capricorn, you're really important this month because we're in your season and the sun is in your sign. So when it's your season, you experience a new moon. But you also experience a full moon opposite of you in your 7th house. So this is all about your 1st house and your 7th house. So it's about you, and it's about your relationships with other people, because the 1st house and the 7th house are always opposite of each other. So I would say January is a month for you that it's all about yourself, and it's all about the people in your life, the people you're in relationships with. And you don't want to think just about romantic relationships, because this is also we have a relationship with everything, right? So relationship with our children or our parents, our friends, our peers, our work buddies, all of those kind of relationships is what the 7th house rules. And the 7th house is traditionally ruled by Libra. So we had a full moon in your 7th house of relationships the 1st of January. So we literally brought in this kind of new year, all of this energy transformed from 2017 to 2018. And we started this off with the full moon is always in Cancer in January. So we always start the new year off with the moon being in Cancer, at home in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the moon is very comfortable in that kind of energy. And Saturn is also, I'm sure you guys have been hearing a lot about this Saturn energy. Saturn is also at home in Capricorn. So, you know, I know a lot of people think that Capricorn is just so used to this energy because they're ruled by it, but I know that you guys still have personal mountains. You're the mountain goat. You're the sea goat. So you literally always have mountains to climb. You actually, I think that you enjoy this because it's a part of success and it's a part of ambition. So we're going to get you a mountain here, 10 cards, and we're also going to reveal to you something that's hidden from you, Capricorn. So we had a full moon on the 1st in the 7th house. And since I'm a Capricorn rising, that was also a full moon in my 7th house as well. So there may have been certain completions and new beginnings in our relationship, some sort of relationship that we have to a person, place, or thing. New beginnings and endings there with that full moon. And tonight we have a new moon. So the new moon is when the moon is completely hidden in the sky. There's no light, and it's in Capricorn. And this is when we set intentions for the future. This is when we are planting the seeds of change. So tonight is a very powerful night to be reflecting and meditating on the changes that, and it's in our sign, you know, it's in your sign, it's in Capricorn. So it has everything to do with who you are. So anything that you'd like to see manifest over the next few months, over the next moon cycle, you really want to sit and, you know, meditate intent with that. So that's what's going on kind of in the universe. Everything else is kind of, I mentioned it in the intro video. We have a little bit of astrology there, but I really wanted to get into these readings here. So this is for Capricorn. This is the mountain that Capricorn is going to be climbing, I meant to say. But we have the Five of Swords coming out immediately. So usually I like to talk about the energies as they come out, but I really want to focus here and be a little bit more serious these readings, because it's about seeing the whole picture. So I'm going to go ahead and get your energies out, and then we will talk. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups and the Magician. One more card for Capricorn, please. Capricorn energy. What is it that Capricorn is climbing? What is it that their obstacles behold? Capricorn energy. Okay, well, we have a lot of cards flying out there. We definitely have the Judgment card and the Lovers card coming out. So this is the Gemini card. I'm not sure if some of you are dealing with a Gemini, but we do see some angels there. You see these angels at the top of this card? In Capricorn, you are an archangel. You're one of the very first archangels that ever was. So it's not a surprise to me that these angels will be visiting you this month and during this battle. We have the Archangel, I believe, Raphael, and the Archangel Gabriel. So I'm not sure if those angels mean anything to you, but we have angels looking down at you, and this is a certain second chance. Could be a second chance with some sort of lover, or some sort of love situation, or some sort of awakening love experience, because this has a lot to do with a soulmate or a twin flame or a relationship. And this is all about your 7th house, Capricorn. So I believe that Cancer full moon, I think it awakened you to certain things in your love life, certain things in your relationships with other people. Could have awakened you to certain masculine and feminine energies in your life as well. But I like to see here that these angels are assisting you. They're just, whether you can feel them and see them or not, they're definitely here looking down at you from the clouds, if you can see that. And one of them is actually playing the trumpet of truth for you and awakening you out of your grave. And this is a Pluto card. So Pluto is in your sign, and Pluto's been working with you for a long time here. Pluto is the planet, it's like the ruler of the underworld. So it's very comfortable in Capricorn energy. And this is the second chance card. It's the card of awakening. It's the second chance card because these people are being awakened from their graves as this angel is playing this trumpet of truth. So I see a lot of angels here. I see a lot of awakenings happening in the love life and in some sort of relationship union. But we have divine guidance here for you. And I think these cards came out kind of 2 and 2, because we have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Cups. Five of Cups has been making its way into a lot of people's readings. And just personally, I've been seeing this card a lot too. So you want to be careful, Capricorn, that you're not focusing on something negative for too long, okay? We're always going to have the negative and the positive happening. But since we are the mountain climbers, since we're the ones who are really used to climbing these mental mountains, emotional mountains, spiritual mountains, we're always climbing a mountain. Life is a fucking mountain for us. Well, part of that is really dealing with negative energy a lot. And we want to be careful falling victim to that and into this depressive kind of energy. Something wants us to focus on the negative energy when there's a perfectly positive energy right behind us. So I do feel that Capricorn energy is dealing with some sort of darker energy. And this could be emotionally or mentally or physically. But I do see the Five of Swords as a rather negative energy. It's more so, it's like not crying over spilt milk, but this is a situation that's over and done with, but it's still hurting. And I see that there's someone focusing very hard on that. But if you're not careful, you will ignore these two cups behind you while you're focusing on what you've lost in a situation. You know, you don't want to focus on all that. Sometimes you can feel that you've lost more than what you've gained, but I'm not seeing that for you, Capricorn. I'm seeing that there's the losses and the gains, and especially emotionally. You know, a lot of people say that Capricorn, you know, they're not very emotional, but as human beings, we're all emotional. We all deal with emotion, but you are a cardinal earth sign, so emotions to you are more so logical. They're more so grounded, and especially with you being the cardinal sign, so you have the most earth. And also, you know, you're more so about logically grounding yourself. Emotions, you know, you're more about ambition, you're more about success. So, you know, there may be some sort of emotional battle here that you need to successfully and ambitiously, you know, rise from. And we have this here with the Knight of Wands, and we do see a mountain there in the back. So mountains are very, when I see mountains this time in these readings, they're very sticking out to me. And it's interesting, there's three of them. There's three mountains over there. So I believe that these three cups and these three mountains have something similar. It's about getting, it's like the horses jumping over those mountains, right? And you're very protected, Capricorn, because this man is covered in passionate armor, and he has this kind of wand here. So you're passionately charging forward to the more depressed half of yourself, or possibly charging forward to some sad emotions inside of yourself. And I see that you're ready to fight that. This is the final battle. So it's interesting there, and it may have something to do with the other two cards that came out, because we do have the Lovers card, and there is a mountain in between there too. So some of you may be in relationships where there's some sort of mountain. A lot of people talk about how there's distance in the Lovers card. They're not exactly holding hands. There's some sort of distance or obstacle in between them. But you can't forget that these angels are here, and whatever it is, whatever this obstacle is, this angel is going to blow the trumpet of truth for you. Especially you, Capricorn. You know, your energy is very, very much in the universe right now. So I know that a lot is changing with you, with these birthdays and your solar returns, and for you to have this stellium, all these planets in your sign. There's so many different planets working with your energy. So you may even feel a little bit exhausted right now. So let's get the last card for Capricorn here. The foundation of their mountain, please. Get the last card here for Capricorn, January 2018, the mountain that they're going to be climbing. Let's get the last energy for Capricorn. We do have interesting cards here on the table so far, Capricorn. Ooh, okay. And we have the same card that came out for, I think Scorpio got this card, the Three of Pentacles here, I believe. I'm not sure though, but they got it in the same position. So you may be teaming up with a Scorpio, and they got the Devil card as well, I believe. I think. Yeah, I believe it was Scorpio that got that. I'll have to check, but you might want to, oh, we have the Hermit card popping out here. It flipped back over, but I do believe that was meant for your reading here. So let me just focus. Like I said, I want to get the whole picture so that I can get a look at everything from a wider perspective. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands here and the Four of Swords. So I was right. You are feeling a little bit exhausted, Capricorn. Possibly, you know, Saturn is back in your sign, really making you guys success, even more so success oriented. And we have your opposite sign, Cancer, showing up. So I see a lot of emotion here. One more card, please, for this row. Cards flipping over. Financial balance, of course. I knew I would see you, Capricorn. I knew your card would come out. So it's very interesting here that we have Capricorn and Cancer right next to each other, right up there. You see that? So I feel a lot of energy there. That's a strong opposition. And I mean, we really can't be that surprised because we have a Cancer Capricorn opposition here in the month of January. So very, very interesting. Spirit, let's get the top of Capricorn's mountain, please, angels, get me a very relatable card for the top of Capricorn's mountain. What is at the top of this energy? The very tip top of this mountain. One solid card, please. And as soon as I say that, like, so many different energies come out. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. And just because it's your birthday, Capricorn, I'm going to use those energies for you. The top of your mountain, there's just a lot up there. Usually I only put one card up there, but for you, you know, there's just a lot of energy here. And I do see some sort of emotional transformation happening with you, with the Ten of Cups and the Death card. And, you know, there is some sort of third-party situation or something with the number 3, because we had 3 cups, and now the 3 of Swords is coming out with the Page of Wands and the Empress. So I feel that there's a new journey happening with you in a relationship. And, you know, that could break some hearts. But, you know, Capricorn, I don't really think that you don't mind doing that sometimes. And we have the Fool as the bottom of your deck. So there's an underlying energy here of a new journey, Capricorn. There's newness in the universe for you. So let's see here. This is your mountain, and it looks very Capricornish, very, very Capricornish. So let's pull these cards down here, and we're going to see where this battle begins with you. This is the foundation of your reading, these first 4 cards right down here. And the first card out, we had the 5 of Swords. So, this energy is a rather, you know, a lot of people see this as a defeat card. But, you know, if you take a closer look, it's not exactly a defeat card, because not everyone in the card is being defeated. We see this man here, and he's a very taker. He likes to take things from people. He has these 3 swords in his hand, 2 in this hand and 1 in this hand. And there's 2 swords down here on the ground. And these people in the background, he's literally taking those swords from him. So this is a take, take, take energy. And I do see a lot of clouds, and this is a sword card. So this has a lot to do with communication and mental. So I don't know if this is your energy, Capricorn, or if there's someone doing this to you, but this has everything to do with the battle that you're going to be fighting. It has everything to do with your mountain. Now, for some people, this is an argument, because this is a rather rough energy. You know, this is someone taking all the energy in a conversation. You know, this is someone who likes to defeat you. They like to disarm you. You know, this is, you know, there's a reason why this guy doesn't want these men to have swords. And I feel that it's because he's a coward. It's because, you know, he doesn't want anyone around him to have any type of defense mechanism, because he feels very vulnerable himself. So his way of, you know, kind of winning his battles is to take away from other people. And as I'm talking about this, I feel an energy that this is someone in your life. And I do believe that you'll know who I'm talking about as we talk about this. And it's very emotional as well, Capricorn. They make you feel very alone emotionally, because back here we have the sea of emotion. I'm not sure if you can see that because of the glare, but those people are all alone right back here is what I'm talking about. And if you look very closely, there's actually a mountain there in the distance. So this could have been before you decided to climb this mountain. This could have, well, this is the beginning. So this is what made you decide to climb this mountain anyways. Some sort of energy that you're just tired of. You know, they take from you mentally all the time. They take from you in a communication aspect, in an argument, in some sort of discussion. And they literally they leave you with no words. You know, because swords symbolize words in tarot. So they literally leave you with no words. They have this sort of energy about them to where you feel completely unarmed and like there's nothing that you can say, you know, to change the way that this person is acting. So you've turned your back and you're just left alone here with this water in the background. But I think this is a good thing for you, Capricorn, because I think the universe is using this individual in order to put you in a place of emotion, so that because it's in those emotions that you're going to find these mountains. And this mountain is very, very important for you to climb. So we have, you know, rather gnarly, nasty energy starting off the reading, but I wouldn't really expect anything else with a mountain. I see that your mountain is going to be climbed in order to gain your voice back. This is about taking your voice back and taking your mental clarity back. And it's about energies in your life that have no respect for you. They're not respecting your boundaries, and that's not okay. because we have Saturn in Capricorn that is really, really showing Capricorn their own personal boundaries, their own personal limits. You know, Capricorn is all about respect. Saturn is all about respect and integrity. So people in your life like this, you know, it's very much battles that are going to be taking place with them, because I know that as a Capricorn, we don't really take kindly to people that we feel are just causing us mental confusion. They're causing us mental cloudedness. And on top of that, we don't really like to lose. We don't like to feel defeated. And this is someone who's unfairly winning a battle. So this is like winning a battle unfairly. And for honestly, this could be our energy, because that might be the energy that we need to take on in order to fight these battles. I mean, instead of feeling so defeated and just giving in, because these men have literally, you know, they've just taken these swords. He doesn't need any more swords. This guy doesn't. He doesn't need to say much more than he's already said, because he's already been a dick, you know. But he's just still going with this, and he's still going at it. And it's just like nothing is ever enough for this person. So if there's an energy in your life like that causing you some sort of like clouded energy, just know that your mountain has everything to do with that, and you're going to be battling this energy. This could be like a personal demon of yours, someone who's literally sent to you from a dark energy just to test you and just to beat you down, you know, make you feel defenseless. And it's interesting, we're moving on here to the next card. We have the Nine of Cups. So true to your Capricorn nature, it doesn't really matter. People can take from you if they want to, but you always have more and more and more. And that's probably why these energies want to take from you, because Capricorn, you know, especially right now, you're just in, you know, sorry about my alarm, but you're just in a very, I think you're kind of content. I'm not sure if this has to do with emotions, but this energy here is, he's surrounded by everything that he could possibly want, probably because he's worked for it if he's a Capricorn. I mean, this reminds me a lot of your energy, because he's almost a bit smug. He's sitting there and he's kind of on the defense. He's kind of got his arms crossed, and he's like, it's almost as if someone took this picture of this man. He's like so proud of what these cups symbolize for him. His money, his value, his emotion. This is everything that you ever want, Capricorn. And you're surrounded by it, and you're content, and your dreams have come true. This is a wish card. For others of you, this is just a wish that you need to make. You know, it's interesting that your battle would have to do with some sort of wish. And it's coming out right next to this energy here. So I do believe that there's a force in your life, a person, a place, and a thing, some sort of situation, trying to take this dream that you have away, or trying to take these emotions away from you. I do feel that someone is trying to take emotionally away from you, so that you feel mentally defeated and emotionally defeated. In that way that you're just left with doom and gloom in the background, and that you're forced to just feel, you know, the way to distract a Capricorn is try to make them feel emotional. Because as I was saying, you know, I do know that you have feelings, Capricorn. Everyone has feelings, but we all deal with emotions differently. We all have our own different ways to cope. So the way to get a Capricorn, the way to get to a Capricorn is to make them feel emotionally unstable. Because earth signs, they get very overwhelmed when it comes to emotion very quickly. So I know that if there were certain demons in your life, they would try to make you feel defeated mentally first, logically, and emotionally. In that way that you're just down for the count. But you want to keep your eye here on what your true energy is. And you want to, this is just showing you why these energies are sent to you. It's because Capricorn is very rewarded right now. They have Saturn in their sign. You know, they have all these energies. So, you know, Capricorn, people think you're very invincible, but you do have certain demons after you as well. And they're after your soul. They're after your energy. They're after your abundance. They're trying to make you focus more on the battles in your life rather than how happy you already are. So you make sure that you focus on the good things in your life. Remember the Five of Cups that came out? When you were focusing on that Three of Cups and there was some sort of depressed figure, focusing on the loss. This is another situation here where there's the loss and there's the gain. But I don't know about you, but this looks like a lot more positive than this. So I feel that Capricorn, no matter what, you're always going to gain more than you lose. And I think that there's certain energies in your life that will always be jealous of you for that. They'll always be envious of you. They'll always try to take you down. But, you know, karma is on your side, Capricorn. And anyone who does this to you, they will have their own karma to face. So I want you to focus more on your happiness. Focus more on your dreams. This is what you are. You are the sign of goals. You know, you're always thinking about your future. You're always thinking about your goals and your long-term goals. Goals in your future. So don't allow yourself to be distracted by this final boss. The final boss that you're fighting, he's very cocky and very, you know, a dick. And just very, very selfish. And, you know, that kind of energy is very poisonous for your environment. And I see that it's been causing you mental anxiety for a very long time. But we have the Nine of Cups here to remind you that, Capricorn, you are still in the gold. You are still one of God's favorite angels. And you will always be blessed. You will always be surrounded by the golds of your wishes. So you make this wish, whether this wish is to get out of a certain situation, or this wish is to be content. Maybe this wish is to leave behind certain this is mental abuse. I do feel that you have been dealing with mental abuse, and, you know, now it's turned into emotional abuse. Someone's trying to take away from your Nine of Cups, but look at you there in the middle. You've just got your arms crossed and you're just laughing. And I know a few Capricorns, this is exactly how our energies can be, you know, and people hate it about us. They hate that they can't get to us, because here we are still sitting in the middle of our glory and of our legacy, and we're still happy, bitch. Like, it doesn't matter what you do to us, you can't take my glory. Like, you just don't understand, and I don't blame you. You know, you don't know who I am. You don't know this energy. But people hate that we can sit here like this, still happy. It's like, didn't I take from you? Shouldn't you be on the ground? No, bitch. That's not how I work. Very hard to get a Capricorn down. Especially, I mean, I see your energy here. Moving on. Not only do you have everything that you need, Capricorn, and if you don't, you will. This mountain has everything to do with you being content emotionally while around really, really, really sinister energies. You know, the way through this is through your emotional integrity. You have that, Capricorn. You have emotional integrity. You're very, very intelligent when it comes to these cups and when it comes to these swords. You know how to use them. And you know what? It's funny that I'm talking about that, because you are the magician. Just like Sagittarius, you're the magician. And the cool thing about the magician card is that there's a cup for emotion. There's a pentacle for money and for finances and value. There's a sword for cutting out negative energy and for communication. And there's also a wand for passionate and for creativity. And you have your own magic wand up here too, Capricorn. So this is the universe's way of showing you that you're very mentally strong in spite of any obstacles in your way. You are the magician. You have and like, why wouldn't somebody want to take from you? Look at everything you have. These are two cards that explain that you will always have, even the moments where you feel down and out, like these guys. Don't feel bad if you feel like these guys in the background. For those demons, these energies, they want you to feel like you don't have anything for yourself. But the universe is showing me that you do. You have more than a lot of people see in a lifetime. And that's just because of the amount of ambition that you're born with. You're born knowing who you are. You're born knowing you're a very wise soul, Capricorn. Capricorns are some of the oldest souls on earth. That's why they're very grounded. I know a lot of Capricorn energy coming to mind, and they're all very, very wise beyond their years. And it's because of this energy here. It's because you've always been surrounded by you've worked hard for this glory. Someone who climbs mountains every day, you know, someone who puts in the hard work, they're always going to reap the reward first, more than what you know, you don't need to take from other people. You go out and work for what you get. But then there's weaker souls and weaker energies that the only way they know how to get anything is to take it from other people. And, you know, that's unfortunate. But like I said, you know, you almost want to show them mercy, because, wow, that kind of a person really, really must have went through something horrible to be that kind of, you know, that's their real character. Their real character is someone who just is selfish and just cares only about themselves, and they're just taking and taking and taking. Whereas you have more integrity than that, Capricorn. You protect your character. You have a reputation to withhold. You're the magician. Look at everything that surrounds you. You have these 9 of Cups. So that's like almost completely emotional fulfillment. And then you're the Magician. So this is showing me that, you know, you're quite magical right now. And you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve, Capricorn. And, you know, as a Capricorn rising, I can feel that energy as well. We have a lot of tricks up our sleeves, and nobody knows what we're gonna do next. Nobody knows what we're gonna do. Are we gonna choose the cup? Are we gonna choose the wand? It doesn't matter. We might use all of them. But Capricorn energy is something to watch out for right now, because karma is on our side, and, you know, there's a lot of energy in the sky right now on Capricorn's side. And, you know, I'm drawn to this kind of this snake here. You know, so it's almost as if sneaky energies from the past, which is this here, snaky energies, will just wear you as a garment. Like, we literally just wear our darkness as an accessory. We turn it into something like powerful. That's very Capricorn like. So it's interesting, is this 9 of Cups and this Magician here. And I just think that's a symbol for abundance. It's trying to remind you, especially after this take energy, the universe wanted to show you, Capricorn, and remind you that you have a lot of infinity. You have an infinite amount of abundance that will always be surrounding you. Even when someone takes from you, the universe will give back to you even more so. And we have this card here, the 4th card of your foundation, and it's the 3 of Pentacles. So this is all about working together. This is teamwork. So this is your job, Capricorn. You may be getting creative in some sort of teamwork situation. You may be you might be magically working with other people, working with other magical people. But the 3 of Pentacles is all about following directions. So this could be Saturn. Following directions. This is contracts. If you take a closer look, these people have some sort of like plan. Okay, so Capricorn, this is about creating the plan for yourself. And you're good at that. You're good at, you know, Capricorn can stay in a really nasty situation. You can stay with really nasty people, and the whole time you're just devising this kind of like, how can I logically get out of this? So this is you. I see that this is you, not necessarily working with other people, but you're putting your heads together. And, you know, this may be you in another part of you. But I do feel for some of you, you are working in a teamwork environment or some sort of like group with 2 or more people. This could be even a third party situation, because there's a number 3 there. And what I tell you, there's a lot of 3s for you. I see a lot of 3s, okay? So there's some sort of trinity for Capricorn as well. But I just see that this is a plan that you devise. I think this is a plan that you create, the perfect plan of value. This is a real plan. This is Pentacles, so you can feel it and you can see it and you can touch it, and you're really thinking mentally about this plan. And I think this is a master plan. I see this as some sort of master plan that you're coming up with, because you're sick of being in a situation where you feel like someone's trying to bring you down, or someone's trying to intimidate you, or, you know, Capricorn, you deal with energies like that all the time. We are very competitive, and I think it's that energy that intimidates people and makes them feel that they need to mentally defeat us. So these first 4 cards here are the beginning of your battle, and I see that it has a lot to do. Well, we have Swords and Pentacles and Cups, and we don't have any Wand cards here. But we do have a Wand card in your reading. But, you know, the way through this might be through passionate emotions. But, you know, for you, Capricorn, it's interesting because you have all the suits anyways. So it's not exactly like you're missing anything. And it's interesting. People want you to think that you're missing some sort of piece of the puzzle, but you're not. You are the puzzle master. You are creating the puzzle yourself. And you know, it's interesting that that's the teamwork card, but I feel that you're working together with energies that aren't necessarily on Earth. I think that's you just working with all the energy in the universe, teaming up with Saturn, teaming up with, you know, all these energies that have passed through you, teaming up with the new moon tonight. This is you devising some sort of plan for your future, okay? And that's the foundation of your mountain. It doesn't even seem like a mountain for you guys. And it's because you're so great at conquering energies and at I guess, defeating enemies. So, moving up your mountain, we have the Hermit card. This is the Virgo card. So, some of you could be dealing with a Virgo energy. But what this Hermit card really means is, just like a hermit crab, it means retreating inwards. You know how a crab, they have this kind of shell, this protecting shell. Virgo can be that way as well. So, this is the mutable earth sign. Capricorn, you are the cardinal earth sign. So, when this card comes up for you, it does lead me to tell you that it may benefit you to be a little bit more mutable earth, because Virgo is the mutable earth sign. They have the least amount of earth, and then Taurus has a little bit more earth than Virgo, and then Capricorn has all the earth, more earth energy than Taurus and Virgo. So the universe may be guiding you a little bit. So during this mountain, it may help you to be flexible when it comes to your groundedness, because Virgo is a little bit better at adapting to things than you, because of your energy. Cardinal energy is more so about grounding yourself and staying grounded. It's about action, whereas Virgo is a mutable sign, and Virgo is more so about mutable change. They're still grounded. Virgo's still an earth sign. They're very similar to you, but there's some differences there between how much earth you guys occupy. So when this card comes up, I do see that it may help you to be a little bit more open to change in an earthly way. Open to change on earth. And another thing about this card is it's all about isolation, Capricorn. It's all about isolation. It's all about spending time with self. It's all about retreating inwards and reflecting on your inner light. So this is self-reflection. That's coming up on your mountain, and we place that right here. So this card is being validated by the Five of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So I feel that the way to defeat this energy here, I'm not really sure how to peg this Five of Swords, but it was the first card out for you, and it came out, I know that it was meant for you. There's no questioning that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is mental clarity. Well, this is the need for mental clarity, I should say. And all earth signs, you guys are very mental people. Everything is in the mind for you. Everything is logical. So the sword cards and the pentacle cards are very much related to you. And I'm just going to use this card as a symbol of someone who is mentally messing with you, mental manipulation. So the way to beat that kind of energy is through self-reflection. Instead of trying to reason with that energy in your life, instead of trying to reason, whether that is a lover or a friend, whoever, there is someone in your life who is taking a little bit more from you than what they should have. And, your first instinct may be to try to teach them a lesson or but, two wrongs don't make a right is what I just heard Spirit say. So the angel, Virgo, this card here is an angel card. You're an archangel, but this is the angel card. So there are certain angels that are assisting you in self-reflection now. So the angels are telling you that to not even worry about that energy, because they're dealing with their own struggles. They're dealing with their own mental, like only a person who's mentally confused theirself would want to mentally confuse another. This is someone who doesn't have the Nine of Cups, someone who doesn't have emotional clarity. So, needless to say, they're kind of jealous and envious of you, Capricorn. This could be at the workplace. I'm not sure where this energy is coming in at, but it's been in your mind for a long time. They've been playing mental games with you for a long time. You've been arguing with them for a long time, and it's just been a cloudy mess. But the way through is to hermit yourself. Separate yourself from this energy. Spend as much time alone away from these energies as long as you can, because it's in this self-reflection, it's through this isolation period that you're really going to feel emotionally secure by yourself. Capricorn is known for that. You guys hardly ever look to someone else for something. You usually just create it and work hard for it yourself. So this should not be hard for you guys to retreat inwards, especially from energies that don't deserve your presence. So just back up a little, Capricorn. And that's a very Capricorn thing. I used to date a Capricorn. When we would argue, she would just, I don't even know how you guys do it, because I'm not a Capricorn. I just have a Capricorn rising. But you guys are very good at secretly removing yourself. Like I wouldn't know the exact moment that she did it. But all of a sudden, I would just be living a life where I could feel that she wasn't really around anymore. You know, she would just go in the other room, listen to music by herself, or, you know, and that's how you guys do. You guys just do your own thing, especially when someone is messing with you mentally or emotionally. You know, you guys fight your battles very cleverly. And I think I could learn from that energy. Instead of, you know, the only thing to make this energy worse is if they started to fight back. But really, you know, maybe it's that they just dropped their own swords. Like, this is like a bully on the playground. Someone who's very sad inside, someone who's dealing with a lot of darkness, and, you know, instead of doing it the right way, they just try to bring, you know, misery loves company, Capricorn, okay? So this guy wants you to feel how he's felt his whole life, but you're not having that. So you are very smart, and you know that you fight your battles, you know, you pick and choose your battles wisely, and you can take a L. You take a loss because you know that it's not really a loss. You're aware of this mountain that you're climbing, and this energy, you know, he doesn't have any power over you. So you're like, fine, dude, you can have my sword if you want. And it's like you manipulated him. It's like you manipulated him into thinking he won, but he didn't. You know, he didn't win at all. And really what you gained is self-knowledge and self-awareness, you know. So I really think that you guys are going to be spending some time away. At least it's important for you to kind of retreat inward into your inner angel. You know, I know we have light and dark as Capricorn, but you have that angel side of you as well, that strong, independent angel side of you, that earthy angel that you have in you. So I'm being led to tell you here that you're really going to feel emotionally content on your own. You know, it's isolation and solitude. Okay, solitude is coming up very strongly, especially when you're dealing with this mental cloudedness. Your mental is a little clouded because of this playground bully. You know, you gave him your sword temporarily, but that doesn't mean he has mental control over you. You know, you're actually, you know, if you try to play a Capricorn, you're really just playing yourself. So I feel that you'll be emotionally content when you spend time alone. And there's some sort of wish that comes true once you isolate yourself from these energies, right? You are the magician, so, you know, you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve. Just when you think you know what a Capricorn's up to, they go and show you something else. But we have this Two of Wands here now. And the Two of Wands is holding the world in his hand. And I very much see this as you, Capricorn. You are holding the world in your hand right now. And you're feeling, you know, this is a very forward-thinking card, which is exactly what you are, Capricorn. So I see that you're spending a lot of time thinking about your future. And we do have mountains in the back of this picture as well. So mountains everywhere in each of these pictures. There's even a mountain here that this hermit is standing over. So this is you when you've already secretly reached the top of your mountain, because this person is standing on top of some sort of mountain there. So how sneaky of you. You know, you really, really are very, very magical, Capricorn. And here you're on the top of a building. So you're kind of on top of a mountain here as well. And, you know, Capricorn is always on top of their mountains. And you're holding the world in your hand, and you're thinking of your futuristic world. What is it that I wanna be in my future? What are my goals? So it's very important that during this mountain, you're keeping your goals in mind. And there's some sort of decision that you have to make that has to do with your world, your personal world, Capricorn. And you're in deep thought about that. This is kind of a crossroads. And the thing about the Two of Wands here is that the main question is, are you going to remain comfortable? Do you want to stay in a situation that makes you comfortable and stay in the same position forever? Or are you going to choose to be a little bit uncomfortable so that you can grow and so that you can climb this mountain? So there's a decision there. That's what the Two of Wands talks about. Are you going to broaden your horizons, or are you going to stay in the same comfortable position? Because as long as you're comfortable, you know, the universe can't really work on you. You know, it's when you're uncomfortable that God and the universe is really, really working strongly on you. So as a Capricorn rising, I'm going to choose to be a little bit uncomfortable because I like to grow. And I think that's my Capricorn. I think you guys like to grow as well. I'm all about climbing those mountains. And I'd rather put in the hard work and change than stay lazy and comfortable. I don't like when things don't change. So that might be the Pisces in me. But we put this card right here. And I see that this decision has something to do with a wish that you made or some sort of emotional wish that you have deep inside. You might make a decision based on emotional comfort. You might make a decision to you might want to change your world a little bit. You might want to be a little bit more on your own. You might make a decision to be a little bit more emotionally isolated. And you might make a decision to, this is also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the Mercury card. So this is also a Virgo or a Gemini energy. But I just see that mentally, you have this infinity above your head. So you're always constantly thinking of a master plan. Always thinking of a master plan. And you're going to devise one. And you're going to find the perfect way to remove these energies and to conquer this success. And I think that's why up here you're seen holding the world in your hands and really thinking heavily about your future, who you want to be with, what you want to do, where you want to work, what goals you'd like to accomplish, And, the sky is the limit, Capricorn. There's a lot of, you're in deep thought here. You're in very deep thought here about your future. And it's interesting that would come up after you isolate yourself. Sometimes when we spend time alone and we quiet all of the noise, these people are just noise. People like this are just noise trying to keep us from our inner voice. But this is your inner voice. And your inner voice will always lead you the right way. It'll always lead you to emotional contentment. It'll always lead you to the right decision. So before you make this decision, you have to isolate yourself and spend some time with the inner you. And it's interesting, we have even more isolation coming up. This is the Four of Swords. So mentally, you really do need to spend some time alone. This card here, these two cards, this is like healing. Healing mentally and healing on your own though. These cards are very much alone. And it's interesting, a lot of these cards are depicting you on your own. And I think that that's the best right now, Capricorn, because other people are just distracting you from a decision that you need to make. They're distracting you from your true ambitions and goals. So, Saturn has probably been working really hard with you guys. I know that you're probably really wanting to get on your goals and things, but you want to make sure that you're resting as well. You want to make sure that you're meditating and praying and still contacting that inner you. And we have these 3 swords again. Okay, so there's some sort of third-party situation that you need to take a rest from. You need to take some sort of vacation from. And this is literally rest. This is rest and relaxation. You need to sleep more. It's coming up here in your reading. And we put this card here by the Magician and by the 3 of Pentacles. So I see 3 swords and 3 pentacles. So it's like money on the mind a little bit. And that might be a symbol for the reason why you guys are working so hard. And I see this as very, very mental. It's like your mind is what needs to relax. Your physical body, since you guys are an earth sign, you're very, very physical. So you don't hardly ever get physically exhausted. Not many of you anyway. Some of you might. But that's not typically a Capricorn thing. So it's really your mind that needs to relax now. Especially after you've thought hard about your future. You're thinking, you probably spent all of January really, revising goals and certain things like that for yourself. And so you want to spend some time relaxing from that. And I see that there are 2 mental cards down here, the Magician card. So, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the amount of rest that you need. You're taking certain chill days for yourself just so that you can spend some time in isolation, because you have a lot to think about, Capricorn. You really do. And I do see that there's an entirely new journey on the horizon for you. So there's a whole new set of details that you're going to be asked to analyze and logically understand. So we have the Chariot here. And the Chariot is the Cancer card. But it's also the Victorious card. So this is victory. We're at the top of your mountain here. And you've reached victory. This is very fast movement. And this also has a lot to do with the light and the dark. Because we see this light and this dark figure here. So the main thing about the Chariot card is that he's on this kind of horse and buggy there. But he doesn't have any reins for these figures, for this light and the dark, because he is so strong that he is mentally controlling his light and dark. Just like here, something was trying to mentally control you, And now it's interesting that we have 3 figures in each of these cards. It's almost as if those 2 men down there were the light and the dark in your life. But there's a lot here to do with mental control. And a lot of people would call that manipulation. But for a Capricorn, I think you understand mental control in a completely different way than all the other zodiac signs. You mentally control your outer environment a lot. So for you to give up physical control, it's not really no thing for you. It's not really a problem for you to give up physical control because you always have mental control over a situation. This Chariot card is showing that to me. And this is your opposite sign, Cancer. So you may find yourself in opposite situations this month. You may be dealing with a very polar opposite energy, the light and the dark. Your battle has a lot to do with that. And look at you here with all this armor on, very protected emotionally, but very smart and enlightened as well. So this has everything to do with controlling something mentally. And we put that here by the Hermit card and the Two of Wands. So I'm seeing here that the Chariot is victory. You're going to be more victorious the more that you isolate yourself and think about your goals. Do not allow that energy in the beginning to distract you with arguments and to distract you with mental anxiety, because there's too much that you have to do, Capricorn. Those arguments and those games, those mental games, it's not important. It's not even going to matter in a year. It's not going to matter in a month. You know, you have way more seriousness going on here than to worry about some piddly, like this energy was literally here just to show me that, you know, it's really insignificant, honestly. I can feel that it doesn't even really faze you, especially if you take the time to be on your own and to focus on your goals alone. Don't let other people dictate your futuristic decisions. You know, this is all about you. It's all about your new journey. And, you know, it's not like you to make decisions based off of someone else's wants and needs, because, you know, you guys are very much people of integrity. You're all about your own goals. You know, you're too busy focusing on your goals, and it ain't your problem if other people aren't. You know what I mean? So, you know, I see that you gain back this mental clarity, and it's interesting. It comes right after you've mentally rested. So after you mentally rest, there's some sort of victory that's gained, and you gain control and victory very quickly. Once you isolate yourself and think on your own, for yourself, by yourself, about the future. You know, you just want to make sure you're only making these decisions for you. Because if you make a decision for another person, they're not going to be around to handle the repercussions. And that's just like, I don't know why people try to do that. They try to manipulate other people into making decisions, but it's like, dude, this is not your life. So why don't you focus on your own shit and handle your own decisions, because I'm busy. So I see you here really gaining victory over the light and the dark, and you're really gaining your own victory over your own self and your own life, your own decisions, your own future. Now, it's so interesting to me. This is your card, you know, and so some people, you know, really don't see this card as a good thing, but this is your card, Capricorn. And I knew that you've been coming up in a lot of people's readings because your energy is just everywhere. But it's so interesting to me that we have a Capricorn and a Cancer here, because that shows me that there's some sort of opposition in the sky. Of course there was the full moon in Cancer and the new moon in Capricorn tonight. But yeah, this is interesting that this would fall like this. Very, very interesting, not a coincidence. So the Capricorn and the Cancer card are very similar. Remember how I was saying that there's no need for this man to have reins. He doesn't control. He doesn't want to put chains or reins on these kind of Egyptian figures down there, because he wants to mentally control them. That's where his real strength lies. So it's interesting in your card how we have these people who are chained there. And, you know, it doesn't imply loyalty, because these people can't leave. So it's not as if they're staying there because they want to be. They're staying there because they feel like they have no choice. So we have two different mentally controlling energies here. But I very much see this as you. You may be with a Cancer. Some of you may be with another Capricorn. But I do believe that this just came up because of the opposition going on in the sky. There's a lot of Cancer and Capricorn energy right now in the universe. So we have your card right here by the Cancer card. So we have the dark and the light. And, you know, honestly, Capricorn, you could be dealing with some sort of subconscious demon or maybe even addiction for some of you. But that is just your energy. So I do see that there's a decision that you need to make, chains that you need to break. And, you know, Capricorn definitely needs to meditate and relax and rest. So I love that Capricorn and Cancer showed up for your reading there. Very, very mysterious there. But a certain victorious decision. And I do see that Capricorn is definitely victorious. And in the middle of your reading, which is very significant, that's kind of what your reading is about, the center of it. Everything is revolving this decision that you need to make. But you do have the world in your hands nonetheless. You have the world in your hands, but you have a decision to make, Capricorn, and your mountain has a lot to do with the decisions that you have to make. Some sort of crossroads that you've reached. So the top of your mountain is filled with goodness. So when you make it to the top of this mountain, Capricorn, you have financial completion. Well, you have physical completion. This is the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is all about financial abundance, and you do make some sort of completion. There's a new beginning and a completion at the top of your reading there. And we have 2 Pentacle cards. So the Page of Pentacles, this is literally an ending and a beginning. So there's some sort of, and it's not just with finances, it's with something that's very real in your life. Maybe some sort of grounded transformation. Or possibly you find new value, you know, like you've completed all these different coins, as if you've earned all these different coins when it came to the lessons in your life. And now you're the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is someone with a brand new idea, someone with brand new value, and no wonder, because he's completed quite a lot. So we literally have an ending and a beginning here for you at the top of this mountain. And we have the High Priestess. So for you to have the High Priestess and the Chariot, there's the light and the dark as well. So I see that you guys are very spiritual, and that there's a lot that you know. I remember me saying that you guys are very old souls. Well, this is the all-knowing card. The High Priestess knows all. And let me tell you, the High Priestess has been coming out a lot with the Devil card lately. So there's some sort of spiritual energy with that. You know, I always say the devil was, you know, an angel once. And I'm going to do a whole video on what I believe the devil really is, because I don't believe in that there's a horned figure that you go to hell if you're bad. Like, no, I'm too woke for that. I feel that the devil is something we blame our darkness on, and that's just not going to fly with me. So this is about knowing the light and the dark, truly and honestly. This is about honoring the good and the bad, the pretty, the ugly, the everything. And this is some sort of new journey that you go on at the beginning or the end of your mountain there. When you reach the top, you're victorious, Capricorn, in this situation, and you're strong on your own. And there's certain decisions that you're going to make for yourself now, rather than for others. So we have the Fool card here, validating this whole reading, which is a new beginning. And look, you are definitely on the top of a mountain here, and you've reached the edge of it. And it's almost as if you're not afraid to take a leap now. So it's very interesting that we have a new beginning for you here. A new beginning, a new journey, some sort of new leap that you're taking, new everything. This is the Fool. He's literally, the sky's the limit. He has no idea what's next, but he's ready to embrace this journey. And underneath that, we have the Moon card. So this is like a new journey that happens on tonight on the new moon, this new moon energy. Because I say that because this energy has the sun and the moon in it. So this is when the sun and the moon are together in the sky, which is right now, happening right now as we speak. So there's going to be some sort of new path that you take. You see this path in the middle of this card. You take a path, and it's a path of a new journey. I told you were climbing a mountain, because here we have you literally at the top of that mountain. And you are ready to take a leap. You are stronger, you are wiser, and you are the Fool on a new journey, ready to embrace newness. And you're celebrating that as well, because I see the 3 of Cups. So, before we end your reading, I have another card I'm going to pull for you, which is something hidden from Capricorn. What is it that we can reveal to Capricorn that is hidden from their reading? Something that is hidden. Okay, so so interesting. We do have obedience. Of course, Saturn just had to make his way to your guys' reading. So obedience with Saturn, rules, regulations, obeying rules and time limits and things like that. But the card that we have out, that came out for you, this is what's hidden from you, Capricorn, is listen. So it's interesting that this person was taking from you in a conversation, because I think you need to embody this kind of, this person. It's amazing what you could hear when you actually listen. And Capricorns, you know, you do a lot more listening than you do talking, especially in arguments. So when it comes to certain arguments on this mountain, or certain things that you're battling, I think that it would be best to go inwards and to just listen to what's being said to you, the good and the bad. And speaking of the good and the bad, this card has a little message up here for you. And it says, the darkness does not always equate to evil, and light does not always bring good. So we literally have you listening to your light and dark this month. And we have that in the Cancer card as well, the light and the dark. And Capricorn, I know that you have everything to do with that kind of light and dark energy there. And we have the Cancer card and the Capricorn card that came out. So make sure that you're listening. There's something that's going to be revealed to you if you listen this month. And if you listen from this point on, something that you're going to hear, something that you're finally going to realize through listening. So this is what the Spirit wanted to show you was hidden in your reading. Very, very interesting. There might be some sort of new beginning that you have. You know, you want to listen to your dark and you want to listen to your light, because there's a new beginning of listening happening for you. So this is your mountain, Capricorn, and you had a few extra cards there at the top. But I do just see you know, really gaining control over your light and dark. And you're going to gain control mentally, which is actual control. Anybody can control physically, right? But if you gain control over your emotion and over your mental, then you are a true master. So I believe this mountain is you really just coming into your true and full power. And that's when you're going to be unstoppable, Capricorn. That's when you're really a force to be reckoned with. So this is your reading for January, and I do hope that this was helpful to you guys. And I hope that you guys had great birthdays. I know that birthdays can be very stressful, so you can look forward to the sun entering Aquarius in a couple of days. So the sun, you know, maybe some of that intensity can slow down a little bit. But I know, Capricorns, you guys always have some sort of accomplishment in mind. Very busy, busy souls. So if you have any questions, if this was confusing to you, you can comment below if that's the best way to get a hold of me, or you can look in my description box. I have all of my information, my website, my email. I have my social media there as well, so any of you can contact me on there. I'm definitely always close by, so it doesn't take me long to like respond unless I don't see your message, but I'm always around there. I also am ready to do personal readings. So if any of you have been waiting on a personal reading from me, I have my PayPal information below. So any way that you want to contact me there would be in the description box. So, alright, Capricorn, I think that's all I have for you now. And those of you who have birthdays in a couple of days, have a happy birthday. And I will talk to you guys in February.